y'all ever had something happen that just taught you so many life lessons just from that one experience? I have also. My name is Sam Zolak. My story, my speech is going to talk about baseball and just like kind of what it taught me throughout the years. More specifically, there's one game that kind of taught me a lot about life in a way, and just showed me what I kind of expected. Baseball, there's a lot of complexities that come along with it. It may just look like, you know, a slow, boring game, but in reality, there's so much going on that a lot of people don't even notice. First of all, the best team never wins. It's always the team that wants it more. Whenever nobody's looking, it's when you have to work at your hardest, and what's it called? That's one of the biggest ones that people forget, because there's a lot of time where you're by yourself and have to work on yourself, and a lot of people don't like to do stuff during that time. And lastly, you have to control yourself. You can't control what other people are doing, but you can control yourself, and that's one of the most important things that someone can remember. I played baseball for 13 years of my life, basically until right about now. From the age of 6 to now, I played baseball all my life. This is the first year I haven't played baseball. We had a little trouble with the team in playoffs. We were clearly the better team, but the whole week leading up to it, we didn't practice our best. We weren't doing what we needed to when we were alone, and we were kind of too focused on what they were doing rather than what we were doing, and ultimately that's kind of why we lost. It's just one of those things where, you know, you just kind of learn from that. But yeah, baseball, it might seem like a boring sport, but it taught me so many life lessons that I'll never forget, like controlling yourself, the people who want it the most are going to win, and lastly, you have to do your work when no one's looking to get better. When we lost that game in playoffs, we were so focused on what the other team was doing, we didn't even really kind of focus on ourselves enough, and that ultimately was one of the biggest reasons we lost. You got to focus on what's going on in your house. You can't focus on somebody else, and that's one, not even just in baseball, but in life as well. That's a huge lesson that you have to learn, because the only person you can control is yourself, and you can't worry about what other people are doing, or you're just going to hurt yourself and take away from what you should be doing. And that was some big life lessons that I learned throughout that game. To be a winner in the game of life, it's how dedicated you are. It's not about the skills you possess. It's about more so what you are doing to better yourself and how much you want it. Same goes in baseball. When you are not trying your hardest and not doing what you should be doing, you're not setting yourself up for success. When somebody else wants it more, they're going to go and get it, compared to the person that has the better skills. In that baseball game too, we were clearly the better team. We still lost because of, you know, just not wanting it as much as they did. They wanted it so much more than us, and it showed. And you know, it's just one of those things where you just kind of learn from that, because there's nothing you do once it's done. And that's kind of one of the biggest things that I learned from that game as well, is that you have to truly want it to be successful in life and in the game of baseball, but more so in life. Lastly, when you're by yourself, that's when you get your work done. It's the opportunity where you have for growth, you have the opportunity to better yourself, and you also have the opportunity to do the right thing. And we lacked that week when we lost that game. We had a lot of alone time, coach wasn't looking, we were just kind of goofing off instead of truly trying to get better, and that ultimately can cost somebody. I mean, cost us our game, our season. But the same thing goes in life. If you're not doing what you should do when nobody's looking, you're just not doing your job properly, you're gonna get fired. I mean, you're gonna be gone. So I mean, in conclusion, this single game really did teach me those 3 lessons. You know, just to ultimately set yourself up for success, and you gotta be wanting it. You have to do what you gotta do when nobody's looking, and you gotta focus on yourself. And those three lessons right there, I've used ever since, just in life in general, not even for baseball. There's three lessons that are really important to learn. Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Nope. All right. Thank you guys.